Hello and welcome to the webinar. I'm your host Daryl with Wellspring Business Solutions. This webinar is our first in a series of 5 covering best practices for digital marketing for local business owners. Our first session is all about understanding the new path to purchase and how consumers are using the web to research and buy products and services. Let's get started. As a reminder, our webinar series is on demand, so feel free to jump ahead to just the sessions you feel will be most beneficial to your business. Our promise for all of these sessions is you'll find at least one actionable tip or idea you can implement today in your business. And just for signing up, you'll get a free web audit report that will take a look at some of the technical SEO issues that may be holding you back from being found in search. All right, let's get into our session. Today's session is all about answering the question, how will consumers search and shop in 2022, and how can business owners be ready to take advantage of the changing path to purchase and the change in consumer habits? Let's dive in. All right, job 1 is getting your business found. When consumers are ready to buy, more than likely they're jumping on a search engine, which typically is Google, and they're doing what is known as a discovery search. They're not typing in your business name, but they're using generic keywords to find what their options are. So this is often surprising to businesses that maybe have been around for a long time. They think everyone knows their name, but that's not how consumers search. Only about 18% of the time will they type a business name in. So it's key that you get found in that unbranded search. Often we're using voice search. We may be talking to our car, our phone, or using one of those voice appliances at home. But the key thing and why this is so important, 76% of us will connect with a business within 24 hours after doing a search. 28% of those result in a purchase. So this is where the rubber meets the road, when the cash register rings, and getting found in search is a key part of that. So now that you've been found in search, you want to make it easy for your customers to do business with you. And the way they do business has certainly changed. Now, the good news, most still prefer to shop in store and buy in person. We're going to take a look at that. But there's a whole world, especially since the pandemic, that prefers to click and collect. They would like to do all their purchasing online and pick up curbside or in store. That's a thing of convenience for them. And then finally, there's a whole group that does everything online. And you see those Amazon trucks running up and down your street. Some customers just now prefer to shop online and have it delivered. So you can choose to continue to offer solutions, and maybe that's the only thing that works for your business is that in-person delivery of your product or service. But if you want to open up new revenue streams, you need to be thinking about e-commerce. And we're going to take a deeper look at that here in a second. All right, the third key thing is, of course, once they become a customer and want to do business with you, give them an experience they want to share. Delight that customer. Now, for those of you that have always believed in word of mouth, these days with all the ratings and review sites, and how easy it is for consumers to share their experience, this is a huge part of any business. And it's also an incredible opportunity to turn your happiest customers into your best cheerleaders as they advertise your business for you. So we're going to talk a lot about ratings and reviews as we go through this webinar series. But this is right after getting found in search, letting that customer interact with your business the way they prefer, and then delivering on an experience that they want to share. Now, here's another key thing about creating that great experience. Customers are willing to pay more money for a great customer experience. There's been a ton of research done that consumers are willing to pay more for a great experience with a business. And it kind of makes sense, right? But not everybody is shopping for the lowest price. People are willing to shop local, and they're willing to pay more. And as you're going to see in a minute, most still prefer to do it face to face. So here's a little bit of the research that we're going to share in this presentation. One, talking about how most of us, 3/4 of us, still plan to shop locally, face-to-face, in-store. So that's the good news. As we come out of this pandemic, at least some days it feels like we're coming out of the pandemic. But what has happened also during the pandemic is the acceleration of online shopping. You only have to look out your window to see the Amazon trucks circling your neighborhood. In fact, many consumers, now almost 20%, say that's their preferred way of shopping. So as you think about interacting with your customers and letting them buy from you in the way they prefer, you have to give e-commerce, if it's appropriate for your business, of course, a closer look. As I mentioned, this whole notion of click and collect, 56% want to be able to research or do their buying online, but they still want to pick up in store. So that's the good news. You can still get face-to-face with them, demonstrate your great customer service and your knowledge of your products and services, and that's how you're going to build that customer loyalty. But this convenience factor of having what consumers need to know about your business online so they can at least do the research or even make a purchase and then finalize the transaction face-to-face in store. Now, some more good news. 37% will shop local even when it's more expensive. So we know those loyal customers, you probably know them by name when they come in your shop, and they would rather spend money with you even though they know it's cheaper perhaps to buy something online and have it delivered. So we love those customers, and it's not just that they prefer to support the local business community, which is great, but they appreciate the customer experience and your knowledge when they come to your business. So you gotta love these guys. Now, one reason they prefer to do business with you is a trust factor. They would rather do business face-to-face and with someone they know that's in their community than some online-only business that may not be located locally. So there's a difference between selling online and doing business with that same business locally. But when there's just some sort of random online store out there, they're not sure where they're located, they just don't have that same trust factor as they would doing business face-to-face. With that trust comes higher expectations though, and you need to deliver on that. So whether you're an independent local business, maybe you're a local store that's part of a national chain, there is a higher expectation than what they expect from those e-commerce only websites. So what makes for a great customer experience? Here's where we start to see the offline and the online world come together even more. Certainly being friendly and helpful never goes out of style, whether that's face-to-face or online, offering affordable prices, answering questions quickly. Maybe that's done via text or in social media. People still like connecting with a real person and making that easy, but they also want to know that their data is private and secure. And if you have an easy-to-use website or app, that's great as well. But the fact that people want to connect in any way they want just talks more to this hybrid path to purchase and the way you have to be ready to work with your customers in the way they prefer to offer that great customer experience. So how do we turn those customers into our bigger cheerleaders? And really, just delivering and meeting expectations is one thing, but when you exceed expectations, that's when you turn that customer into a vocal supporter of your business. Because both good and bad experiences can drive different types of behavior. Certainly when you're exceeding expectations, your loyal customers are going to tell their friends. They're going to write positive reviews. They're going to spend more money. And they may even forgive an occasional bad experience, and they're not going to do business with anyone else. On the flip side, you can see what happens when things don't go as they should. People are going to switch. They're going to tell others, unfortunately. And that's when those negative reviews can come in and actually become a digital stop sign, sending prospective new customers elsewhere. So good and bad experiences have their consequences, as we can see in this study. So another thing that builds loyalty, and again, this isn't exactly new information here, but as your customers start to feel that emotional connection to your business, that's when they tend to become customers for life. And that's things like getting to know your employees, understanding your values, and having them in alignment, and really just learning their story, how you started the business, and the fact that you're a local citizen, you're a local resident just like they are, and you've got a family to feed, and you've got kids in school, and you're a member of the local chamber, and you're giving back to your community with, who knows, a wide variety of charitable works, or maybe you're coaching their kids' Little League team. The point is making that emotional connection locally is not something that happens on some random online website. And so this is where local business owners really have the edge when they can start to build this connection with their customers. That's a little bit of customer research on how people are searching and shopping and what makes for a great customer experience. As you can see here from this list, the majority of search is still local, and it's happening on Google. Consumers still prefer to shop local and in person. Customers trust and expect more from local businesses compared to those online stores. And loyal customers will spend more for a great customer experience. Even though they can maybe even get it cheaper online, they want to support local business. So for those of you that want to think about a new source of revenue that aren't doing it yet, certainly e-commerce is an option, as we see more and more consumers preferring to do business that way. Even if it's making a purchase online and picking it up in store, those click and collect consumers, it's an option to consider, and it's a great way to create a new revenue source for your business. Okay, as we wrap up here today, I just wanted to make sure you were aware that our team is here to help if there are certain things that you're simply too busy for. You can't DIY. Maybe you don't have the team, you don't have the internal team that can do it. So here are some of the things we can help you with. Number one, a strong online presence. We know that's critical, and we want to help you get found on Google. We want you to have a great website that makes a wonderful first impression, and more importantly, converts those visitors into customers. We can also help you manage your reputation. The other thing we can do is turn on marketing to help you get new customers. Of course, we offer our traditional media solutions and event marketing, but we also have a wide variety of search engine marketing, retargeting options, geofencing, video, social. We can do a lot to help you get inbound new customers towards your new website or into your store. And finally, if you're having issues telling your story, maybe you don't have the time to manage your social, you don't have the resources for video production or podcasting, these are things that our team can do. So if any of these things interest you, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. Thanks again for tuning into the webinar. For more information, please reach out to Nikki. You can see her contact information on the screen, or simply visit us online at wellspringbusinesssolutions.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll talk to you soon.